Okay. Okay. To do this question, you need to remember a few things. One of them is this: cos square x plus a sine square x is a 1. This is a formula. So I need to get, I can't get like a sine square from here, but I can get cos square because sine square is quite big. So I will rewrite the formula. That becomes the sine 6x. This cos cube x, I will break it into cos x and then a cos square x dx. I break it down into that bit. Okay. Or actually, let's do the other way around. It's much easier. That way. Now, I know cos square x is how much? If I rearrange this one, cos square x is 1 minus sine square x. So instead of cos, I put this thing. So I write sine 6x dot. Now instead of cos square x, I'm going to put 1 minus sine square x. And here I got this cos x. Okay, I got that one. Now I need to multiply that thing in. Let's multiply the thing in and see what happens. Okay, when you multiply that one, that becomes a sine 6, sine 6x times 1 is sine 6 to the power 6x. Minus this time this becomes how much? Sine 8x, isn't it? Because 6 plus 2 is 8. Dot, and then there is, I just multiply with that bit. So I put that one like that. And then I write down cos x dx. So cos x dx, I keep them separate. Now I will use a substitution now. Now I'm going to use a substitution. I will say u equals sine x. Okay. So this is my equation number 1. This is my equation number 2. I write here put 2 in 1. Okay, that will give me that. And this is my equation number 3. Okay. Okay. Now I just name 1, 2, 3 now. Now I want you to differentiate this thing. Now differentiate it. It will become a du over a dx. What's the differential of a sine? Yes, cos x. Now I'm going to move this dx back to that position. Why I'm doing that one? Because you see there in this equation, there is a cos x dx. I want to get rid of this thing and I want everything in u, everything in u. So let's do that one. Sine x is how much? What's sine x? Sine x is u. So that becomes a u to the power 6. Because sine x, according to this bit, that becomes that one. That becomes the u8. Okay. Dot. Yeah. Well, put a bracket. Yeah. Cos x dx is actually a du. So replace that with a du. If there's a variable u, there should be a du. If there's a variable x, there should be a dx. Otherwise, you cannot integrate. You cannot integrate. Now, let's come on this side and then just integrate. So I need to integrate the u6. u6 becomes a u7 over 7 minus u8 becomes a u9 over a 9 plus a c. I put the c in later, variant. You can do here, but I put in variant. Now I need to replace that, put the value of the u, put u equals to sine x back. Yes, so here you need to put it back. So sine, that becomes a sine x to the power 7 over 7 minus sine x to the power 9 over 9. There's something common. The common is sine 7x. You can take sine 7x common. You got 1 over 7 minus sine square over 9 plus a c. Yeah, that is your answer. Okay, so these are the formulas that you need to know. That one, cos square x equals half 1 plus cos 2x. Sine square x equals half 1 minus cos 2x. Sine x cos x equals half sine 2x. And these ones are the formulas, sine a plus b, sine a minus b, and then you work this one out from there. So even if you don't remember the formula, you can work it out. But the best way to do that one is the quicker is if you memorize the formula, if you know how to derive these formulas, where this formula comes from. Yeah, and that's used, and we can just know this formula. This is the one we are going to input straight into some of the integral one, and we can use that one straight away. Now, let's say I got cos. I have a question, and let's say I want to do is cos 15 and cos 5x. Let's say I got cos, or actually let's do cos 10x dot cos 4x. Let's say I got this one, cos 10x cos 4x. Now I want to actually integrate this thing. To integrate that thing, I need to actually look into something. Now I need to look where I can find this thing, cos dot another cos. If I look here, I can't find. But here, if I look, I can find that one because the cos A dot cos B. So here, let's say that A is 10. So let's say the A is 10 and the B is, well, 10x. I mean, B is 4x. So it's look like this. So I'm going to use that formula. Let me write it down here as cos A dot cos B equals to half. This is from there. Cos A minus B plus cos A plus B. So I'm going to use that one. Same thing here. So instead of this thing, so this equation will become cos 10x minus 4x plus, I missed the half, but I will write it down, cos A plus B, which is 10x plus a 4x. Now, I missed the half. I missed this half. This half was there. So I'm going to put the half here, or I can put the half outside. And do not forget this dx. Now, if I integrate, well, before I integrate, I need to simplify. Cos 10x minus 4x is actually cos 6x plus cos 10x 4x is a 14x Now let's integrate. Let's integrate the cos 6x. The integration of the cos 6x, the half is still here. Integration of the cos 6x is integration of cos is a sign, a positive sign, isn't it? Sine 6x over 6. Remember that one, over 6. plus cos 14x is sine 14x over 14 plus a c plus a c. You can simplify that one if you want. There's a 2 and there's a 2 common, or multiply the 2 inside as well if you want to. That becomes a sine 6x over 12 plus a sine 14x over 28 plus a c. And that's your answer.
Recording in progress.
I'm just gonna do quickly from the top because it's for other. Okay. Let's say we got this sine 7x over cos sine to the power 7x cos 4x. I want to differentiate that one. Before I need to write sine 7x as sine 6x and sine x, so I can write that one divided by the cos 4x. Now the reason I did it because I want to make that a square, sine square, and I can't do this one with 7. So now instead of sine 6x, I can write sine square x to the power 3 cubed divided by the cos 4x and this sine as it is. But now sine 2x, sine square x, we know the formula, sine square x plus cos square x is 1. Hence the sine square x is 1 minus cos square x. So I use that formula and I put this formula here. 1 minus, instead of sine, 1 minus cos square x, and that cube is still there. And this thing is still there. Now, where does this minus come from? I will explain in a minute. Now, I make an assumption, u equals cos x. Then I differentiate. du over dx is a minus sine x. And then du, I move the dx on the other side. du is minus sine x dx. Now there's a minus. But if I have a look here, there was no minus. There is no minus. So I want this thing to be here. So I put minus here. But when I put the minus here, I also put a minus on this side as well. So 2 minuses make a plus, so it doesn't make any difference. Then I rewrite this equation again here. I just copy and paste the equation here. Then wherever there is a cos, I'll replace the cos with a u. So I will actually use this now. Yeah. I'll replace that one. So 1 is a 1, cos square becomes a u square, cube is there. Cos 4 becomes a u to the power 4. And this thing, because of that bit, becomes du. Done. Now, what I need to do is, I have 2 different ways of doing it. First, either I open up the cube formula. I open up the cube formula, and I can do that way. Or I can do a different way. Now, I'm going to show you how to open up the cube formula, and we can do that way. Or let me think. Point you the other way. Okay, let's open up that one. Okay, let's open up the cube formula. I will use a Pascal triangle. Pascal triangle. Let me just pause that one, and I'll do the 2 methods there, and whichever you. Okay, so I think this is the way. Okay, now we're going to use the Pascal triangle. It's you can look online what Pascal triangle is and how it works. But here, when you actually open 1 minus u square, just 1 minus u square, 1 minus u square cube. I need to just open that one. This will become a 1, and the 1 appears automatically. And then I'm going to put 2 brackets. And then it's will become a 3, and then 1. Sorry, and I should put 2 brackets. Not enough space. Let me rub this one. Let's do it again down there. I'm just going to do again and then I will rub this bit. Yeah, this is a little bit tricky. It's to do with the Pascal triangle. 1 minus u square to the cube is this 1, 3, 3, 1. First piece, because this is how it works. Now I will explain that one later. Now I got 1. Now whatever is here, I need to write it down. And that will be a negative. And then again, I need to write this down. That will be a positive. And then again, I need to write it down. And that will be a negative. Okay. There's another way of doing it, but up to you how you do it. I do straight away. After that, this is what you're going to do. You start from here, whatever power is there, you write it down. 3, 2, 1, 0. Again, 3, 2, 1, 0. Then what you do is, you do that, simplify. 1 cube is just 1. 0, so u square to the power 0 is just 1. That becomes a 3 times 1 is 1, and that's u square. Plus this becomes 3 u to the power 4 minus u to the power of 6. So this, the top one, becomes that. If you don't want to do it that way, there's a long way but much easier way. That is this. 1 minus u square cube is same as 1 minus u, 1 minus u, and 1 minus u. That's the easier way. So you multiply these two together, whatever the answer, you multiply with that one. So if you multiply that one, the answer is 1 minus 2u plus u square. And then you got 1 minus u. And if you multiply it, this is the answer you will get. Is this the answer you will get? No, there's a u here as well. Oh, sorry. There's a square, there's a square, there's a square. So that should be a 4. And that should be a square. Yeah. So that you will get exactly the same answer. Yeah, when you multiply this thing. You simplify, I know there are more terms, but when you simplify, you will get the same answer. So I'm not going into that thing. You can do that one later. Now I'm just going to copy this bit and put that one here. So this was my main one. So I'm just going to rub this one. And I'm just going to rub this bit as well. And I'm just going to put, I haven't integrated yet. Instead of this thing, I'm going to put that one. Over the U4. Now, I'm just going to rub this bit. And now, I need to divide everything by a U. So 1, I'm not integrating it. 1 over U, 1 divided by U4. Minus 3 U squared divided by U4. Minus 3 U4 divided by U4. Minus U6 divided by U4. Now when I do this one, that becomes a U to the minus 4. That becomes a 3 is there. This is 2, U2, that becomes a U2 minus 4, yeah? So that becomes a U minus 2. This becomes just a normal 3. This becomes a U squared because 6 minus 4 is that one, yeah? So that's it. Now I need to integrate each and everything. And according to the rule of integration, U minus 4 becomes a U minus 4 plus 1 over minus 4 plus 1. Yeah. This is 3. U minus 2 plus 1 divided by minus 2 plus 1. That just a U will appear here. U2 plus 1 over 2 plus 1. Do not forget the C. So this thing becomes a U how many? U minus 3 over minus 3. This becomes a 3 U1. This is a U minus 1, sorry, over minus 1. This minus and this minus makes a positive. Minus and minus makes positive. I'm rubbing this one, making it that here. Minus 3U as it is, minus U cube over 3. Okay. Now do not forget the C. Sorry. No? Okay. Can I have my rubber band? Yeah. Okay. Now, I got that bit. Do not forget the C. Now, what was U? I've integrated. What was U? I need to put back the value of the U. So I just got only backspace left. So I'm just going to do that one here. What was U? U was cos X. Yeah. So I can put, now one other thing, this is U to the power of minus 3. I can move that one and that becomes U to the power of 3. And that disappears because if you move it down, it becomes a positive. This is U to the power of minus 1. If I remove that one, that becomes just a U to the power of 1. Yeah, like that. So that becomes a 3 over U. Okay, so I'm just going to put these things here. That becomes I know U equals to cos X. Yeah. So I put that one here. 1 over minus 3 cos X, and obviously there's a Q, plus 3 over cos X minus 3 cos X minus cos X, and there's a cube there as well, over 3, plus a big massive C. That's it. So this is how we actually integrate with substitution and using the trig.
So simple.
I made one tiny mistake. If you have noticed or you haven't noticed, is I raised that minus. You see this minus? I kind of ignore the minus. So there's one minus that's going all the way. So which means there is another minus here. Yeah. And that's your answer.